shalom bimroma hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimroma hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimroma hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimroma hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So this week's Torah portion is called Parshat Shoftim. Shoftim meaning judges. So I thought it would always be a fun project to one day edit the Torah. You know, cut out all the things that I don't like and keep all the stories. I hope one day to do this, but as I reflect on it today, perhaps we're given the whole Torah with all the things that we struggle with and all the things that we love for a reason. It's much like life, you know. Life gives us suffering and life gives us joy. We can't choose between one or the other. It comes with the package. This is the whole package. We get the joyous parts and we get the challenging parts. So we've entered into this month of Elul, and the month of Elul is the countdown before Rosh Hashanah, before the high holidays. So often this month is thought of as a time of turning, a time of reflecting, a season of reframing, and a season of renewing. All these practices of reflection, of renewing, of changing our path, they're always available to us. But this month, we get to do it together. Our holiday cycles gives us this platform with which to embark on this journey of reflection, of renewing, of turning, of teshuvah. So Rilke has a great quote that I love, that I'm bringing along with me on this journey. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. No feeling is final. In our weekly wisdom this week, Parshat Shoftim, there are 3 pieces of wisdom, 3 seeds of wisdom that I am unearthing for this season and bringing along with me. So this Torah portion, like most Torah portions, contains things that I have a big problem with. I'm choosing to focus my energy on those elements, those teachings, which really benefit me. I'm not ignoring, I'm not throwing out the elements that I don't like. I'm choosing to focus my intention and my energy on the pieces that I do like. These pieces elevate me, and I hope when I share them, they'll also elevate you as well. The first line that I'm drawn to is Tamim tihiyeh im Adonai Elohecha. Always be wholehearted with the one who is, with the source of all life. So there's a Hasidic teaching that says that their name for God, Elohim, shares the same numerical value as the word for nature, for teva. It's called gematria. Each letter equals a certain number, and we play these rabbinic acrobatic games as mathematics to play and make connections. So one name for God, Elohim, the number is equal to the word teva for nature. So this Hasidic teaching from Ora L'Chaim says that nature is not something that is separate from God, but it is God, who dwells within and throughout all of nature. This is much like Prophet Isaiah, who we've been studying together, who says, Milo kol haaretz kavodo, the whole earth is filled with divine glory. So this Hasidic teaching says to us, strive to be like the Creator in this way. Strive to be like creation in this way. Let soul and body be fully united with no separation. Let soul lead to body. But do not do it like a camel leading the camel driver, where one is pulling one way and another is pulling the other way, but bring the two of them together. Be whole like the source of all life. Body and soul in harmony, no separation. Soul leading our body, body leading our soul, both of them walking hand in hand. Then we can be like the one who is the source of all life, who is nature. It is found in nature and also in beyond nature. God dwells within the natural world without any separation, filling this world, leading us with the teachings of nature if we only listen. May we be whole at the same time with our soul leading our body, with our body leading our soul in this world of nature. There is no separation between us and nature, between us and Elohim. So our first task of these three teachings, these three seeds, is to seek a oneness that permeates all of existence, to practice showing up and bringing all of ourselves into this conversation, into this practice. Even the parts of ourselves that we would wish we could just leave in the closet, not bring with us, leave at home, right? We need to bring that side of ourselves with us into this conversation, into this journey. The whole heart can hold it all. When we show up, Tamim tiheh lifnei Adonai Elecha, when we show up wholeheartedly, the whole heart can bring all of the pieces along in this journey. And for me, it's much like the ark that was in the wilderness tabernacle, that within the center of it had the broken set of tablets on top of the whole set of tablets. The broken heart alongside the full heart. That's the practice of wholeheartedness, of being okay and being whole in our brokenness. And so this leads us to our next little seed of wisdom for this week's portion. One way we can practice being wholehearted is through engaging in our justice work that we've been doing. Justice is a central pillar of Jewish practice, and this week we get our one focal line from our teaching, and that is tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. And so the question is, why does it say justice twice? Wouldn't it be enough just to say justice once, justice you shall pursue? Why double justice? So often in the Torah we have words that get repeated as a way of emphasizing that word, but it is more than this for me in this phrase, tzedek, tzedek tirdof. For me, there is an inner justice, and then there is also this idea of an outer justice. In order for us to act justly out in the world, we first need to cultivate a sense of inner justice, of inner work, of finding justice within ourselves. So there's another Hasidic teaching from the Siftei HaKohen from the 17th century in Vilna, who teaches us that the human body is a city with 7 gates. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, 1 mouth, or 2 nostrils. That makes it 7. That's why we have 7 here today.
I thought you were going to say chakras.
We can have 7 chakras. Chakras are also 7 gates to our lives and to our practices. Here too, it is incumbent upon us to place internal judges to discriminate and regulate what should be admitted and what should be kept out. Officers to enforce judges' decisions. So when the text says that we have to have these judges who can pursue a justice, the first judges are those of our senses, of the things that we let in. And so we have the opportunity to decide what we allow in and what we don't allow in, what we allow to affect us, and what we can keep outside of ourselves that will harm us. And at the same time, what we let in, we can also transform that information and then find out how that works in a just world. Am I showing up to this world in a just way? It only begins here with myself, with each and one of us. Before we go out to the world and act justly, we have to reflect on the gates of ourselves that ask us, are we being just in this moment? Am I being just with myself? If I'm not being just with myself, how can I ever be just with anyone else? So this is the idea of what I'm calling double justice. This is the task of always trying to see the good in others, trying to see the good in yourself. Some of us might, and all of us probably engage in some form of self-loathing or some form of questioning ourselves. The first part is to say, can I look at myself justly? And then, can I look out at the world with just eyes? You know, if I might not be ready to do the justice work because I still have inner work to do, and that's okay. Double justice teaches us, tzedek teaches us that I need to do the self-work, and perhaps sometimes simultaneously do that work outside of myself, and perhaps the two inform each other. So justice shall we pursue means to delve deep into myself and understand and appreciate the complexity of what it means to be human. That each one of us is doing the best that we can. To look at the person who gives us the most challenge and to look at the part of them that is holy, that is sacred, and to hone in on that. And that's a very difficult task we always talk about, because it's really hard sometimes with the people that challenge us the most to focus in on the part of them that is a reflection of ourselves. Some people, we feel like they don't deserve that. And yet this Hasidic teaching here is saying it is our job to be able to find that one little spark inside each person that is sacred and to shine and hone in on that spark. When we can actually get to this place of reflecting and being in a place of double justice, of internal justice and then external justice, we can transform this teaching into not justice shall we pursue, but compassion shall we pursue, compassionate and compassionate we shall be. That's the practice here that we have for ourselves. So to cultivate wholeheartedness is to strive for a self of justice within and then let that shine outside. Because this will lead us to our third teaching, right? First, we have to learn Tamim Tihya Livnei Adonai Elohecha. May we be wholehearted in front of the source of our life. And then from that place of wholeheartedness, we strive to seek justice within ourselves and then outside. And why? The last little seed of our wisdom today is Ki Adam Hu Eitz Hasadeh. Because human beings are trees of the field. Each and every one of us is planted in this earth. If we dig deep enough, all of our roots are interconnected. We are all trees of life. Each one of us, we have to strive to see as part of a vital ecosystem, swaying in our own way. Each one of us pursuers of justice, gardening compassion. Each one of us perfectly imperfect in process, and practicing and reflecting what it means to bring body and soul together. To be wholehearted is to recognize the divine reflection in all beings. Justice and wholeheartedness are intertwined, like branches, my branches and your branches. The word tzedek, justice, shares the same root word with the word tzedakah, which means charity, which can mean loving kindness, which mean compassion. So really, at the root of it all, justice and compassion are one and the same. To strive for justice is to strive to be wholehearted, to fill our hearts with loving kindness. To strive for justice is to look within and build an honest and righteous way of being. To look out and yearn for others to do the same. To allow for space to be wholehearted in front of God, to allow space to be wholehearted within God, to show up as the imperfect beings that we are and all strive to live compassionate lives, and to help others to do the same. Justice, justice, I will chase you down the corridor of my soul. I knock at the gate of my heart, will she open for me? To be wholehearted before you is to step inside, to remove my shield and surrender to your righteous warriors of loving kindness. I will sweep the path before you. No being shall be hurt along the way. My roots nourished by your flow, my branches dance in your embrace. In this month of Elul, in this season of turning, as the wind moves through the trees, may we allow justice to move through us, sowing seeds of compassion. And may we all bring it all together, body and soul, physical and spiritual, one and other. And together, may we all work to do the work to become wholehearted. Shabbat Shalom. And don't judge yourself. Love yourself. We seal it in with the prayer and blessing for being a sanctuary. Page 71. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable acceptable to you, Yah, my rock and my redeemer. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. ושכנתי בתוכם, ואנחנו נברך יah מעתה ועד עולם. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Okay, here our song may be so.